What's up, ladies and gentlemen? FPS Mayo, how the frick are you doing? Today, we got the ISO, the new SMG that came with Season 5, and it's free, so you don't have to buy the Battle Pass, just so you know. Today, we are going to be breaking everything down, and I'm going to lead to the best class. But first, we are going to talk about the damage ranges, the recoil. I did everything. I tested everything on this gun. So, let's get the frick into it. But first, check out these cool ass skins. I got this gun Damascus. I grinded my ass off for it. Looks pretty sick. Now, if you just want the class setup, you don't want to know all the details, the damage ranges, the recoil control, the best grip, and why, then you can just check out that class that I posted at the very start of the video and be on your merry way. But I think you're going to want to see what I found because it's really interesting and a lot of the attachments don't actually do anything. So we tested the base gun first, and at long range, the base model of this gun takes 7 shots to kill, which is a lot. It's getting up there, and this isn't that long range, it's just the longest that I would personally use this SMG, so it takes 7 shots to kill. Next up, at this range, it is a 5 shot to the head, so if you're landing all headshots, it's still going to be a 5-hit kill at this long range. Moving in a little bit closer, mid-range, it's 5 shots to the body. And then we go mid-range, it actually brings it down 4 shots to the head, which is kind of nice. So you can get a 4 shot at mid-range. And then once you get a little bit closer, it's still that 4 shot to the body. And then point blank, it's still a 4 shot to the body, which is kind of weird. So that 4 shot range is really long. And then if you're point blank and you manage to hit all headshots, it's only going to be a 3-hit head. Now, one thing that's really interesting is this gun has a long barrel and then you can attach a monolithic suppressors to it, as a lot of people do, which increases your range, recoil control, all that. But then there's also another barrel that comes with a built-in suppressor, a built-in monolithic suppressor, much like the MP5, and it also decreases damage range and recoil. So I was like, well, do I put the barrel on and add the monolithic? Or do I use the barrel that's already long that has a built-in monolithic? And I wasn't quite sure. I played a lot with it and I couldn't quite tell, so I put it to the test. And what I found is quite interesting is that there's really not much of a difference. There's only one slight difference, and that is the damage to the head. So it will reduce the headshot kill by 1 shot. When you're pushing it really long range as I am here, the headshot, no matter if you're running the long barrel and the monolithic or with the built-in monolithic, it doesn't make a difference. It's still going to be a 6-hit headshot. The only difference is when you move a little bit closer, it then goes from a 6-hit headshot to a 5-hit headshot. And instead of being a 7 shot to the body, it's actually a 6 shot to the body. So the built-in monolithic suppressor, it's not actually called that. I'll run through the class again and I'll tell you exactly what it's called. But the built-in suppressor long barrel with this gun is in fact better for pushing that range out a little further. And you get the extra benefit of not having to use 2 attachments. So you don't have to use a long barrel and a suppressor. You just use the barrel, which has the built-in suppressor with it. So that's kind of a plus. Now, we're going to dive into some recoil play here. I tested every single recoil attachment for the foregrip, and I did it on the base model, and then I did it with this setup that I'm using here with the built-in suppressor, Merc foregrip, and the class that I am running, and you'll be surprised to see what happened. So, first off, we're going to use the base gun with no foregrip. Here is recoil with no foregrip. Here is recoil with the commando foregrip. Here is recoil with the Merc foregrip. Now we can kind of see, and this is what I'm saying, there's not too much of a difference in them, but I'll break down which one is in fact the best after this. And the next one is going to be with the tactical foregrip, and this is all on the base model. There's no additional attachments except for the foregrip. So this is the tactical foregrip here. They're all looking pretty similar, but one of them has been better so far. This is the Ranger foregrip. Not a very common foregrip, but it is the Ranger foregrip that I'm using there. This is again on the base model of the ISO. Now we have the class that I'll be showing you in the class setup with the built-in monolithic suppressor. First of all, we're starting 50 round mag, built-in monolithic suppressor with the longest barrel, no grip on it. Up and to the right again. Now the next grip that we're going to have on it after this is going to be the Commando. So pretty consistent, no grip there. This is with the Commando. Little bit less to the right, so we're looking a little bit better, as it should. Recoil stabilization. Now this is going to be the Merc foregrip. And that does a better job of stabilizing the vertical recoil, as we can see, as it's intended to do. Now this is going to be the tactical foregrip. One more with the tactical foregrip here.
I'm almost out.
And then we have the Ranger foregrip here coming up.
Low on ammo.
And this is the interesting part that I want to talk about. And last but not least, we have the Operator foregrip. And that is a very interesting recoil pattern. We're going to take a closer look at these in just a second here, but this is still the Operator foregrip.
I'm almost out.
Okay, so looking at these recoil patterns here, what do you see? Starting no grip on the right, and then we go Commando, Merc, and such and so forth. Now, I don't really notice a difference. Certain guns, such as the MP5, the Merc foregrip is definitely the best foregrip. It actually doesn't really do what it says. Anyways, it tightens the recoil to such a small pattern. Now with this one, I don't really see a difference. So this is kind of up to you with what grip you want to put on it here. You have the recoil patterns. You've seen what it does. Some of them go a little bit more to the right. Some of them start straight, go right, and then they go up again. Now it all depends what you're doing. If you're going to be just select firing it, bursting in short bursts, you might want to go with something like the Merc foregrip. But if you're doing something else, you might want to go with the Commando or the Ranger. So as far as the grips go, this is totally up to you, but I really would recommend using the built-in monolithic suppressor instead of the long barrel and then adding the monolithic suppressor, because that's going to save you an attachment slot and it's really going to push your damage range a little bit further than the latter of the two that I just mentioned. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I want to thank you guys again for getting us where we've gotten. The live stream we had the other night at the release of Season 5 was absolutely sick. It was absolutely sick. We got 60 new subscribers. We had 6,000 people total watch it. 60,000 impressions were made with the thumbnail. It was a total success. We gave away a couple battle passes, so let me know if you want to see more content like this. Let me know what I'm doing that you don't like or that you like. I love you guys so much. FPS Mayo, out of here.